This is round one of Madrid Chess Festival. I am Levi Rosmond, or Gotham Chess, versus GM Thomas Sosa, who is a 2500 player, but he hasn't played in a while. They both are new to tournaments, and not new, I should say, but they haven't played in a long time. And we have e4 by white, which is Thomas Sosa, who is the grandmaster, but I'm going to watch it for Black's perspective, who is Gotham Chess, and he's probably the reason you're watching this video. We have c6 by Gotham, which is his fame, his Carl Khan, and we have knight f3, and we have knight c3. So knight f3, knight c3, and now bishop g4, attacking this knight here. Very interesting, but probably the best move. We have pawn forwards attacking the bishop, and bishop takes, queen takes. Now, I like white's position more than black's position. So does the computer a little bit, but I mean, the Carl Khan is the Carl Khan. You're going to lose in development of your pieces, so you can be more solid. We have bishop c5 now, and castles. Normally you'll play this pawn forwards, but that might just be when white pushes d4. So we have knight to d7 now, and queen to g6. Sorry, queen to g3, attacking the g7 square. Now we have bishop to d4. Cool move, attacking the knight, but also defending the pawn. And now we have pawn takes, pawn e takes d5, which I did not expect would happen because that kind of opens this and then a revealing check. So we have a bishop here now, not moving the rook, but attacking this knight. And now we have knight to e7, which defends against this check, so it's not as powerful anymore. We have knight dropping back to e2 now, and bishop dropping to f6. d4 and h5 now, attacking that bishop. Bishop drops back, and it's really got no squares to go to here. He's got to make room for it by moving this knight or something before it gets attacked, and we'll have to trade it off. We have g5 now, and if he pushes this pawn, takes, it would not be a trapped bishop. But if he pushes the pawn and it's defended one more time, let's say the queen moves here, past the king somehow, I don't know how it would do that, but then he would win the bishop. We have bishop takes, rook to g8 now, hitting this bishop, which is actually guarding the queen now. Bishops have some tension. Let's see what happens. h4. This is a kind of crazy move, defending the bishop. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and now this side of the board's pretty open for white, and I now like black's position better because you can long castle, you can bring your queen over, you can bring your rook over, and it's going to be pretty nice of a game for black, but white's going to be defending pretty much the whole game from here on. We have knight f5 attacking the queen. Queen slides over to h3, and now queen takes g5, and we got this battery here lined up with the queen and rook onto this square. If the bishop and queen were both not here, it would be checkmate on the next move. But we have c4 because they're there, they're defending, there's no threat right now. We have c4 attacking on the other side of the board, trying to distract him from his goal of attacking on this side of the board. We have another pawn push to d5, and then we have c5 by Gotham. A nice move, not taking back because then bishop takes would not be amazing for Gotham. But now we have knight to c3 and knight to d4, starting to attack this bishop, but he moved the knight, so the bishop has some more squares to go to now. And now we have rook to e1 check. Although it's being attacked, you're in check, you have to do something about the check first. He decides to go king f8, which is a great move, which means this would have been bad. That's all it really means. We have d6 now, which is not a good move. It's a missed opportunity because instead of that, he should have played bishop takes h5. So that's what he missed, which it's probably just a free pawn, really. It's still better for black even after bishop takes h5, but we have d6 instead, trying to go for an attack, and the brilliant queen h4. This is insane. If we have queen takes, this is here, and we have a pin on this pawn, and it's check, and he's attacking the queen, and he would win the game there. So instead of taking, he decides to go king h2 here, and I guess we could probably still take the bishop, and that's what he does. We take back, and now we trade off the queens in a pretty much equal, a little bit better for black. Gotham Chess has a little bit of an advantage here, but now knight e4 gives him a big advantage, and we have rook over attacking the knight. Now rook over attacking the rook, and rook to e6 was a pretty big mistake. Almost makes the game even, but he's still got knights, rooks, a bunch of pawns over here, so it's pretty complicated still. And he makes a mistake immediately after. If they were super grandmasters, this game would be pretty much completely losing for white here, although they're a pretty low rated grandmaster and a pretty high rated international master. So we have another mistake here. b6, and the game is not equal, but it's pretty close. And now we have king takes h5, which is a mistake, because after you trade off the rooks, you have this knight move, which forks the knight and the king, and after you get the knights off the board, you're in a winning endgame. You're attacking this pawn, and you're attacking this pawn. So now we have king over because you have to stop this pawn first, but you're still attacking this pawn, and if you get your king here, you'll probably trade off and end up winning the game. So we have pawn forwards, king blocks it, now king defending his pawn, we have rook to e6 now, and then the rook defends both of the pawns down there. Now we have rook here attacking this pawn. There's nothing he can really do to stop him from taking this pawn. That's what he does. He decides not to trade the rooks because that would probably end up losing. Gotham Chess defends his pawn here, and now there's not much that his opponent can do. We have kings running around the board, and apparently that's not the right idea for Gotham. He's giving up this pawn for this pawn and a check, but that's not the best idea. But his opponent doesn't take the pawn for free, decides to play f4 here. Now if he takes the pawn, this pawn won't be defended, so when he takes here, and he gets 2 pawns. That's why I think the valuation just went down for Gotham a little bit. We have a5, so obviously he's not going to take now, but that's if he would take. So we have a5, which is an amazing move. All these pawns are together. We have a 4-on-2 on this side, and then doubled pawns versus 1 on this side, and you can't take it or you lose both of them. So we have a4, and that is not the right idea. We're almost completely winning for Gotham here. I think they're probably, they're really low on time. 2 minutes each pretty much. So if they had more time, I guarantee Gotham could win this every single time. But we have rook h2 now, and rook drops back to d7. Now we have rook to f3, and they're playing these moves really quickly. We have rook d3, and he's deciding not to trade the rooks because that would be completely losing. Rook d7, rook d3, and now rook d3, and rook d2. Sorry, rook f2. Now, pushing this pawn is completely drawing. Gotham made a mistake. After pawn takes, you can't take back. So it looks like these pawns could probably get here, but this rook can just stop them, and it should be a draw with perfect play. Although he only has 3 minutes, and Gotham only has 50 seconds. After pawn forwards, this rook attacks the pawn, and we have pawn forwards. I don't know why he just let him take that. I would push it, but then maybe rook here, and then he's threatening both things, so we'll see. Rook defends the pawn. We have king up, and you can see the valuation bar doesn't like it too much. We have rook over, check, and the valuation bar is fine again. Now king over, rook back, defending this pawn, king there, king over, king down, the great move, which means it's not losing yet, but this is the only move that wasn't completely losing, and Gotham is just barely hanging on now. It doesn't look too good, although this pawn doesn't have anything in front of it, unlike these pawns have this in front of it, and this pawn has this in front of it, so that could be a pretty big advantage. Although they are equal on material, Gotham might have a little bit of an advantage here. We have king forward, allowing this pawn to be taken, but after check, we have this king moving somewhere. If you move there, I take the pawn. If you go here, I go king here. I'm attacking the rook, and I'm going to push my pawn and end up winning the game. He decides to take the pawn. We have check, over, and exactly what I said. I have not seen this game. Well, I watched Gotham Chess's recap, but that was a couple days ago. We have rook dropping back, and Gotham is going to push this pawn. We have rook to c5 now, attacking the king. King goes to d6, still putting pressure on this rook so he cannot push the king forwards. We have rook to c4 now, and rook b1 check. He's not completely losing. It's not terrible, but it looks like he could push this pawn. Now we have rook b7 attacking this f7 pawn, and now after pawn forwards, rook to b6 is a huge mistake. It completely loses the game. Gotham Chess only has 36 seconds here. His opponent has a minute 55. They're working on increment, so every time they make a move, they get extra time. But after pawn forwards, rook over, king defends the pawn, you kind of have to sacrifice the rook for the pawn, and then Gotham Chess defends his pawn and then runs with his king and tries to gobble your pawns up. King drops back to defend the pawn, and now rook a4. Amazing move by Gotham Chess. If you take, I take, and I'll end up winning the game before you. And now rook check, king to c2, rook goes over, king goes over, rook goes over, king goes over, trying to get behind these pawns so he can stop checking him, and that's what he finally does. Now rook c6, and he's gonna try to check him again. Gotham plays a2, and we have rook all the way back defending the promotion square. I think you can promote here, but the computer says no, you cannot promote here because you'd probably be drawing the game if you promoted. That's my guess, because he'd take your pawn and then he'd be trying to promote, and 2 pawns, my guess is it would be a draw. We have rook defending the promotion square, king attacking this pawn, Gotham saying I'm going to take your pawns. We have king over, king takes the pawn, king up, king here, now rook check, king drops to this pawn. I'm pretty sure it's going over here. We have rook defending it, and now he's going to go over here, and now finally trading off the rook for the pawn, like I said he had to do. We have king taking, now king to d4, king drops back, king e5, pawn forwards, rook check, and he resigned in this position because there's nothing you can really do here. This pawn's going to get eaten. If you go in front of it, I'm just going to go here and I'm going to take it. If you go the other way, I'm just going to take it with my king. So this is really your only move. I go here. No matter what you do, I take your pawn, and it's an international master. There's no way he doesn't know how to checkmate with a rook. If you were playing an online game, I wouldn't resign in this position. I'd wait till the 50 move rule. If your opponent doesn't know how to checkmate you and just like going like this and you just 3 move repetition somehow, then you might want to play it, but obviously it's not too hard to do a rook and king checkmate. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and any comments that you do, I will respond to them. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, and if you've watched this far into the video, comment pineapple and confuse everyone in the comments.